Hello, welcome to the Robotics for Kids tutorial. My name is Emerike Adaeze. I'm a STEM education facilitator and I'll be your guide through this video. In today's session, we'll be talking about the planet right after Earth, which is Mars. It is the outermost terrestrial planet and the fourth closest planet to the Sun in our solar system. Mars was named after the Roman god of war because of its red color, which they believe to signify blood. Mars is also known as the red planet. This appearance comes from the oxidation of iron minerals in its soil. Some basic information about the red planet includes two natural satellites, which are the moons. Mars is 142 million miles away from the Sun. It takes 24 hours, 37 minutes for Mars to complete a rotation. That's a day on Mars, which is very close to that of Earth. While a year takes 687 Earth days, almost twice a year on Earth. The mass of Mars is 11% of Earth's, while the temperature can get as low as minus 195 degrees Fahrenheit to as warm as 86 degrees Fahrenheit, which is just about room temperature. And of course, Mars is a terrestrial or rocky planet. Mars is actually visible to the naked eyes and has been studied for thousands of years. This makes it actually difficult to say who first discovered Mars. But Galileo Galilei in 1610 was the first person to observe Mars using a telescope. Mars is one of the most explored bodies in space, and it is strongly believed that one day it could support human life. In the 19th century, a popular belief was that Mars had life and civilizations in it. This belief was majorly ignited by an error which led to a wrong deduction. Astronomer Giovanni Schiaparelli, with the help of a telescope in 1877, observed Mars and saw lines on its surface. He called these lines canales. It was also known to other people as the canal. He thought these canales were created by living creatures. They became the source of stories and science fiction ideas about life on Mars. These ideas continued until new powerful telescopes were developed. Astronomers saw that these lines were really just a natural part of the surface and caused those in the past to have had optical illusion. Mars is only half Earth's diameter, and in volume, it would take more than 6 Mars to fill up Earth. The Greeks also had their name for Mars, Ares, which is the Greek god of war. The two small moons that orbit Mars are Phobos and Deimos. These were named after the children of Ares that usually accompanied him to war. Phobos is the larger moon and the closest to Mars, while Deimos is half about the size of Phobos and it's farther away from Mars. Referred to as the cold desert, Mars with no liquid water on its surface has about the same land mass as Earth. Earth and Mars are the only planets known to have polar ice caps in our solar system. Now, here are some fun facts about Mars. At number one, let's discuss gravity. Mars has less mass than Earth. This in turn affects the gravity on Mars. The surface gravity on Mars is just about 38% of Earth's. This implies that if a person weighs 100 pounds on Earth, the same person would weigh 38 pounds on Mars, almost 2 times lesser. And if you could jump 1 meter high on Earth, you would jump 2.64 meters high on Mars. This is more than 2.5 times higher. Who would want to take a leap on Mars? At number two, we have seasons. Just like Earth, Mars has seasons and weathers. 4 distinct seasons actually, but each of these seasons lasts almost twice its length on Earth. The 4 seasons, winter, summer, spring, and fall, are caused by the tilt of Mars on its axis at 25 degrees, which is very similar to that of Earth at 23 degrees. Number three is actually a surprise. Yes, the name of the third month of the year on Earth, March, actually has a relationship with the name Mars. March comes from Martius, the first month of the earliest Roman calendar. Romulus and Remus, named the month after their father Mars, who is the Roman god of war and an ancestor of the Roman people. His month, Martius, was the beginning of the season of warfare and the festivals held in his honor during the month. I bet you didn't know that. And at number 4, we have the surface features. Mars has one of the largest volcanoes and tallest mountains in our solar system. It's called Olympus Mons. This volcano is 2.5 times taller than Mount Everest on Earth. You can imagine the height. Valles Marineris, or the Marinas Valley, is also found on Mars. This is the second longest system of canyons in our solar system, with a length of more than 2,500 miles. Only the rift valleys of Earth is longer. Valles Marineris is 7 times wider, 4 times deeper, and 9 times longer than the Grand Canyons of Earth. There are over 635,000 craters known on Mars. And at the last spot, number 5, we have atmosphere. The atmosphere on Mars is actually very thin. The heat from the sun easily escapes the planet. Its atmosphere mostly is made up of carbon dioxide, about 95% of it. If one was actually standing on Mars, it would appear as a hazy red environment. The Mars wind can create extremely strong dust storms that covers a very large part of the planet. These storms can be so strong that it could take months before the dust settles completely. I know these are very interesting and unique attributes to Mars. We'll be stopping here today. Hope you had fun. Complete your tasks and stay tuned.